Hello, and welcome back to One Piece, chapter 1067, Punk Records. Let's just start going over the cover page, I guess. In the covered page here, continuing Germa's motionless excursion, it's Caesar and Judge. They're fighting it out. I mean, they were both together working on Mads originally with Vegapunk, which is very applicable to Egghead where we are right now. But yeah, they were studying the lineage factor. I think they were also working with Queen. So Vegapunk, Caesar, Judge, and Queen, and then they all broke off. Queen went to Kaido, Caesar started his own lab, Judge went off and did cloning stuff with Germa, and Vegapunk is now doing his own thing. So there isn't too much here, just Judge and Germa being stupid idiots, but let's just get into the actual chapter. So last chapter, it was the introduction of Vegapunk's actual body and how he used to have a insane head. Bonnie comes in and is commenting, hey, what the hell happened to your head? Which, I mean, I guess I don't know if she saw it when she was, because she came to Egghead before, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if she saw him before he cut up his head, or she had just heard that he had a really big head. So, I mean, we don't get a time frame on when Vegapunk cut his head open, so it doesn't really give us too much help on when Bonnie was here, because I assume she was here with Kuma, and Kuma was probably here for the revolutionaries, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint a time. But Vegapunk explains that he has the Nomi Nomi Nomi. I'm sure Oda's been waiting to use that one for his entire time writing One Piece, but it is the brain fruit. I think Nomi, it's Nomizu, which is actually brain tissue, and then he just turned it into Nomi Nomi Nomi. Basically, he can learn infinitely, but his brain gets bigger accordingly, which is an interesting downside to like a fruit like this, because I mean, honestly, it's kind of an insane ability. Just being able to remember anything is really good for one, but also being able to have theoretically infinite knowledge, like in the hands of the right person, that could be put to crazy use. And I mean, Vegapunk here is the right person to have that fruit. So, but it comes with the downside of your head getting bigger, and that probably limits your movement. Chopper's like, yeah, of course, that makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't it be like that? And Luffy asks whether he's an idiot now because he cut his head open, which, I mean, would be fair, but it's kind of morbid what the hell he actually did. He literally cut his head open, stuck an antenna where his brain is supposed to be. The Punk Records, this is where his brain is actually stored. He realized the downside of his fruit. He's like, okay, if my brain's just going to keep growing, I need to do something. So he cut his head open, took out his brain, put it in Punk Records, and put an antenna in his head that transmits the thoughts from his brain to him. What the fuck even? Jesus Christ. I'm not even going to get into all of the moral, ethical, scientific questions about what the hell that is, but thinking about that is kind of crazy. So, Vegapunk, he kind of seems to want everyone in the world to share in his knowledge, which I mean is good on paper, but like it feels like that is a very thin line you're walking on, because like, do you want everyone in the world to have all of your knowledge? I mean, just saying, in our real world, it's like, okay, let's give everyone the knowledge of how to build an atomic bomb. or how to get away with murder or commit tax fraud or do all of these things. I mean, theoretically it could be used for so much good, but also so much evils. Like, so many people would misuse that information for all the wrong things. I mean, that's kind of what Google is for, but it's just kind of an interesting kind of moral question. But he wants everyone to share a brain and transmit everyone to transmit information to Punk Records, and then everyone to get all of the information. So Chopper is just like, of course, Dr. Vegapunk, everything you say is awesome. You're the smartest person. And Jinbei kind of brings up this issue with this whole kind of ethical issue. And Vegapunk's like, don't worry about it. Who cares? All I care about is scientific development. Scientific development over everything else. Which, I mean, kind of, again, explains why he went to the world government instead of the revolutionaries, because the world government has the resources to allow him to develop his scientific research. But Bonnie, she's pissed. She's still mad at him. She still wants him dead for what he did to Kuma. And she pulls out the goddamn lightsaber again. She's literally threatening to kill him because of what he did. Thankfully, the lightsaber is a failure. Because, oh no, too many bugs come to the lightsaber because Vegapunk. I mean, yeah, that's an issue, but it's a fucking lightsaber. If someone was like, I have a lightsaber, but all the bugs are attracted to it, it's still a fucking lightsaber. I mean, come on, you'd take it, wouldn't you? Yeah, Vegapunk's like, I understand why Bonnie is so pissed at me. I kinda did turn her dad into a robot. And he asks about Momo. Oh yes, our nice friendly pink dragon. It's like, yeah, Luffy's like, yeah, I know Momo. He's great. He can even turn into a dragon. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And Vegapunk's like, what color is it? Pink. God damn it! Stupid, useless piece of shit. The fucking god. I'm such a failure. So, if that doesn't explain what type of person Vegapunk is, I don't know what will. So, I mean, I think a lot of people have speculated about this, but Vegapunk is a perfectionist who, dude, you basically made an exact copy of Kaido's fruit, and you're calling it a failure because it's pink? Come on, dude. Yeah. It's the same thing with the lightsaber, only because it attracts too many bugs. And just because it's pink, he calls things a failure. Doesn't seem to ever really be happy with his invention. Luffy asks whether he made the robot as well. I mean, no. This is a legendary iron giant that is said to have attacked sacred Marijoa about 200 years ago, which is kind of insane. I forgot all the details, but I think this was also about the time of the Fishman, like the first time the Fishmans went to the Reverie and the first time, like the Fishman Revolt or something. I mean, apparently no one was killed and it ran out of energy. Okay, first, it's like, is there a connection between all the Fishman stuff and this robot, which is clearly from the Void Century? Vegapunk says, and its goal was never understood, which implies that it was looking for something else instead of just destroying everything. The energy source thing, it makes me think about all the kind of references to the sun and solar power, like, because Lilith in the last chapter, or was it the last chapter? Maybe the chapter before, but she was mentioning how if you get solar power, it could be like an eternal flame that could power everything. And then, of course, all the Joy Boy and Nika things tying into the sun. That makes me wonder or think that, of course, the ancient civilization had some way of harnessing solar power, or power from the sun, and powering these massive robots. Yes, this is 200 years ago. This is what Vegapunk mentioned. 200 years ago, when Fishman discrimination became a big issue, the robot climbed all the way up the Grand Line. I mean, this is basically Oda saying, please connect these two things in your brain, tie them together, because they must have something to do with each other. Or it seems like it. Guess who's here? Knock knock. Here they come. It's CP0. Everyone's favorite, Rob Lucci. Okay, ignoring CP0 for a second. Yeah, Vegapunk says there's something he needs to give to Bonnie, which, I mean, definitely implies something with Kuma, like probably some keepsake from before he turned into a robot. He probably said, I'm sure Bonnie is gonna come here and try to, like, hurt you or whatever for what you're doing to me. He may have recorded a video or just given Vegapunk something to say, please, if Bonnie comes, please just give this to her. And I'm sure that'll be some huge emotional moment later in the arc. He mentions fate, which, again, themes of fate, just like the whole Will of D thing. So I don't know how much that ties into it, but the big request is, get me the hell off Egghead. New Straw Hat Vegapunk, yeah, definitely. But of course, it's like, how do you move Punk Records? Can it move? Did he engineer it to move? But I doubt this will happen. It feels like Vegapunk can't come with the Straw Hats at this point. I feel like in this arc, like, the thing is, Oda doesn't kill people. That's the issue. Like, if this was any other author, I would say, oh, Vegapunk, or at least one of the Vegapunks here. Oh, I mean, Vegapunk could get captured, but it feels like, oh, Vegapunk kind of has to die here because he has too much information. He has, like, a lot of information that he's going to give to Straw Hats, but he can't really join them because they're definitely going to Elbaf after this. So, kind of has to, like, stay behind or get captured or die or something. But CP0's here. Knock knock. Who's there? I love all the masks that everyone has. Kaku with the weird thing. But the best thing is that the pigeon has a mask too. I forgot his name. But Lucci's here. They're gonna kill Vegapunk, like they said before. They're like, let us in. Lilith, of course, is just like, nope. And here's the kind of insane part of the chapter. Like, I mean, other than all the other lore dumps that we were getting. Shaka says they're preparing to fight the world government, which I guess Vegapunk has kind of accepted. Like, oh, CP0 is here to kill me. It's now or never. I'm just gonna have to fight at this point. But that's gonna have to happen in the next few chapters. But over on Kamabaka Island, where all the revolutionaries are, Kuma is going fucking apeshit. This dude is going crazy. There's something clearly malfunctioning. I mean, they got him from the reverie when he was already kind of beaten to shit. You can see all the mechanical parts literally falling out of him. Kuma feels like he's barely living at this point, even if he's already lost all of humanity. He's tearing apart at the seams. And then he just starts running somewhere. I'm sure this has something to do with Bonnie. He might be able to say, oh, Bonnie's in danger or something. But he's like, I need to go protect her. And Dragon and Ivankov are yelling at Kuma. He's being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? This is where our revolution really begins. And I mean, it feels really fitting because these were the three members that originally founded, I don't remember if there was anyone else, but the three members that originally founded the Revolutionary Army. So again, more lore chapter. It's just probably how this arc is going to be. Less combat, more lore, but it was really cool information, like hearing about Punk Records and Vegapunk's motivation to like get everyone sharing a brain. It's an interesting motivation, and it's kind of cool sci-fi idea. Pretty cool chapter. I think I'm gonna say that most of the time. Also, yeah, the cool lore. Also, yeah, lore drop about the fishman, or the robot climbing the red line, which is interesting information. But overall, really cool chapter. Yeah, I don't know. I can't end videos good. But if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. You know, do the YouTube things if you want to. I know. Fucking chill. But I'll probably keep doing this. I don't know, I might put out a Pokemon video. I need to do that if I want. If keep it relevant, but at this point, who cares? If I'm gonna do it, I might as well just do it at some point. But yeah, thanks for watching. See ya. Peace.